Yeah, so this is Lily Chu talking from the International Association for CFS ME Conference, and I'm the co-vice president of IACFS ME. We had a lot of fascinating research presentations. The sections I especially enjoyed were the plenary lectures by Dr. Fluge and Dr. Mella. I'm probably saying their names wrong. Dr. Fluge, right?
Yes.
And so it was fascinating to hear them talk about some of the metabolic pathways that they're working on and pinpointing it down to specific pathways rather than just general metabolic issues. I also appreciated their work on rituximab and reporting on the results of that. The other sessions I always find interesting are the ones on symptom provocation and what symptoms people experience and the biological abnormalities they find when people are stressed under different physical conditions. We have a lot of fascinating work here, and Dr. Tony Komarov always summarizes our talks at the end, and I'm hoping that if Tony is willing to lend us his slides, we might be able to put some of them on our website later on. So please visit our website if you might have those.
I would say the take-home message is that, well, there's hope for the future, really, because I think there are more new things happening in this conference than any other conference I've been to. New fields opening up, and Norwegians are right in there. So one of the highlights for me was the cyclophosphamide. If I'm saying that. You know, the fact that there may be a broad spectrum immune drug that can be successful very successful in a subset of ME-CFS patients, and the drug is cheap, and it does have more side effects, but I mean, it's just astonishing to think there's another rituximab-like drug out there. And I imagine if there's cyclophosphamide as a possibility, then there are other possibilities. So it really provides impetus to the idea that the immune system is a big deal in ME-CFS and it can be treated. The other, of course, there was Fluge's talk, which demonstrated that they believe that the immune system is targeting the energy production system in ME-CFS, and so that was really big. I don't think anybody, because those are two such major components of ME-CFS now. The immune system's always been big, and now we know the metabolism is really big. The ability to connect those two, that's really striking, and that provides a lot of hope. We see more connections coming together. That's very encouraging. Yeah, and I must say and then from Norway, again, the lactate.
Katarina Lien, yes.
The lactate findings, the exercise lactate findings. Nobody has looked at lactate and she did a 2-day exercise test. So finding yet another impedance in the energy production system during exercise, that's just a great finding, That's just a great finding, And kudos to her for, going the extra mile and, using the catheter and measuring that, because I don't think anybody's done that before. So that was really striking for me. So then there was the Shungu study, which shows that doing such a simple thing as providing NAC, N-acetylcysteine, I think, which it may not help symptoms, or it may. I just talked to somebody who said it definitely helped her symptoms, but may decrease the brain inflammation, neuroinflammation in the brain. That's a great finding because
Certainly from a personal aspect, I've been coming to these conferences for a long time, and we've been trying to push exercise testing as a component of understanding the illness for close to 20 years now, and pleased to see that a number of people are supporting the idea of a two-day exercise test to show elements of post-exertion malaise in chronic fatigue syndrome. And it's really exciting that some of the bench scientists now are starting to link other bodily processes to the symptoms that we actually elicit. This particular conference, there's a lot more science going on, a lot more people involved that are career scientists rather than hobby scientists or physicians trying to do science, while they're also running a clinical practice. So I think that's a very positive thing. Very impressive with the research that's happening in Scandinavia at the moment, and it's being repeated over here at some major institutions. So I'm hopeful that in the next couple of years, with the advances in technology and the ability to analyze vast amounts of data very, very quickly and very efficiently, we'll start to see the picture emerge about what's really happening with the illness.
I think this meeting has had a quantum leap from the last one 2 years ago. I think we've got the rituximab study, and it's just blossoming as far as the metabolomic implications of it. That fits with other metabolome studies that were reported here, the gut microbiome studies, the DNA analysis, the MRI analysis, that's all converging on a key complaint that patients complain about, of energy depletion. And all of these science is pointing towards a problem in producing energy. The key is, at rest, you're okay. You do some activity, whether it's work or mowing the lawn, doing the dishes, and then bang, the system can't handle it, and that's when you crash. You can't produce enough energy, and that's when you have your return of pain, of fatigue, of cognitive problems.
I'm Len Jason from DePaul University in Chicago, and what was most inspirational to me was that there was an advocacy meeting that filled the room. And these were people who basically came together and said, we've had enough. We need to change things. We've been passive, we've been quiet, we've been obedient, we've been humbling. Times are changing, as Bob Dylan said. And that advocacy meeting struck me as there is going to be a change. And the change is happening after 30 years of disrespect. The advocacy community is coming together with a voice. Not always one voice, but that's the key thing. Their voice is powerful, their voice is strong. They filled the room with people who want change.
I would say it is that the evidence became even stronger that the brain, the autonomic nervous system, immune system, and energy metabolism are all not right in this illness and could explain, and in some cases do appear to explain, the symptoms of the illness. We have an illness that is defined only by symptoms, and so the question that any doctor should ask is there any evidence of any underlying objective biological abnormalities? And I think after this conference and many that have preceded it, it's clear what the answer to that question is. There are many biological abnormalities, and what we don't know yet is what's causing them all, and which of them are most connected to the symptoms. Because once we know that, we may have a way of targeting treatments that make people feel better. And that's our ultimate goal.
Jeg synes jo at det går sakte, men sikkert fremover. Jeg har aldri vært på denne konferansen før, og det var hyggelig å møte mange av de amerikanske forskerne som ikke har truffet før, og fra andre deler av verden. Og det er jo et fokus inn mot metabolisme, for eksempel. Energiomsetning i cellene, som mange grupper jobber parallelt med, som er interessant. Og ellers er det høyere kvalitet over mange av presentasjonene nå enn det har vært på en del møter andre steder som er tidligere. Jeg synes det går fremover. Sakte, men sikkert.
Ja.
Ingenting som er løst, men det går fremover.
Noe du synes var særskilt interessant av det som ble presentert?
Ikke noe sånn som jeg tror jeg skal sette fingeren på og si at akkurat der var det noe som er litt sånn... Jeg tror ikke mer. Det er summen av puslespillbitene som begynner. Det peker litt i en retning, synes jeg da, kanskje, feltet. Det er positivt.
Hvilken retning vil du si det peker i?
Immunrespons står sentralt, energiomsetning i cellene står sentralt, så er det på en måte sammenhengen mellom disse som blir viktig å finne ut. Sannsynligvis er det en blokk i energiomsetningen som er kanskje forårsaket av immunresponsen. Det er det vi jobber mot å finne ut av.
Greit.
For det første så er det første gang jeg er på dette møtet, så det var interessant å se bredden i det som foregår internasjonalt. Ofte leser man artikler som har med det å gjøre som man selv forsker på. Og det er ganske krevende i seg selv, men å se at det jobbes på så mange ulike felter, seriøst, av mange grupper rundt omkring, synes jeg er veldig oppmuntrende. Og det som jeg synes gjennomgående også var at veldig mange av presentasjonene var gode. Ikke alltid didaktisk like gode, men innholdsmessig var mange av de gode. Og når alt kommer til alt, så vil all god forskning munne ut i en sum som gir oss et totalbilde av hva som skjer med denne sykdommen. For det er veldig komplisert, langt mer komplisert enn noen tenker seg. Det betyr ikke at nødvendigvis at det ikke er på en måte et sted i pasientens sykdommen begynner. Det kan godt være at det begynner et sted, og så tar alle pasientenes variabler, alt genuttrykket pasienten har, kommer inn i bildet, slik at enderesultatet kan bli noe forskjellig fra pasient til pasient. Symptombildet noe forskjellig. Men det som går igjen er jo at, som Øystein sier, at det er mye som taler for at immunsystemet er sentralt i dette. I hvert fall når det gjelder utløsning av sykdommen. Så ender det opp i et system som gir pasientene symptomer som ikke nødvendigvis er immunsystemet i seg selv, men det er et resultat av noe som skjer i immunsystemet. Og det området vi har jobbet med på mekanistisk side i det siste, det er jo, som Øystein sier, energimetabolismen, og interessant var det at 3-4 grupper jobber med ting som minner om hverandre, og gruppen fra Oslo også som gjorde målinger av melkesyre hos pasienter som belastes på sykkel. Der finner man også resultater som passer veldig godt inn i de mekanistiske studiene vi og andre holder på med. Så selv om man jobber med forskjellige ting, så peker det inn imot, altså det henger sammen. Og skal vi si noe negativt, så er det vel egentlig det at det er litt få studier som går på behandling. Overraskende få studier som går på behandling. Det synes jeg var nesten litt sjokkerende at det foregår så lite.
Det skyldes vel litt kanskje at mangel på sikker kunnskap om sykdomsmekanismene. Det er litt det som gjør at det blir lite terapi og intervensjonsstudier. Det kommer sikkert ikke det?
Det kommer nok, men likevel er det akkurat nå litt skuffende at det tar jo lang tid, for eksempel medikamentstudier. Det tar jo lang tid fra man prøver på de første pasientene til et prinsipp kan godkjennes offisielt. det gjør jo at det litt langt frem for helt nye ting da.